This artist sculpted the Genius of Victory as part of a commission for the Church of San Pietro in Vincoli, which was given to him by a member of the Della Rovere family. As part of his design for the Capitoline Hill, he placed the equestrian statue of Marcus Aurelius inside a star designed in the pavement. This artist's rebellious slave and dying slave sculptures were not included in the tomb of Pope Julius II. His signature was angrily carved into a sculpture which shows the Virgin Mary holding her dead son. For 10 points, name this Italian sculptor of the Pieta who also painted the Sistine Chapel ceiling. And the answer is Michelangelo. A student of this artist depicted a whirling couple in The Waltz and showed a woman on her knees to allegorize her break with this artist in the mature age. A branch of the Philadelphia Museum of Art holds the second largest collection of works by this teacher of Camille Claudel. This artist inspired Alberto Giacometti with the unfinished, boldly textured torso The Walking Man. This man depicted 3 shades and an entwined Paolo and Francesca da Rimini in a group that includes Ugolino and his children and The Kiss. Many of this man's works were studies for a depiction of Dante's Inferno called The Gates of Hell. For 10 points, name this French sculptor of The Thinker. And the answer is Auguste Rodin. This artist slashed her lover's face after discovering her affair with his brother, although he may be better known for depicting her in his bust of Costanza Bonarelli. Anthony van Dyck's triple portrait of Charles I was intended as a model for this other artist, who also made portraits of his patron Scipione Borghese. This artist showed Pluto's fingers pressing into the title woman's thigh in The Rape of Proserpina. This artist used dynamic, twisted compositions in sculptures like Apollo and Daphne. For St. Peter's Basilica, this artist designed both the plaza and a baldacchino. For 10 points, name this Italian Baroque sculptor of the Ecstasy of St. Teresa. And the answer is Bernini. This artist included the Cosa coat of arms and allegorical depictions of 3 virtues in a tomb he designed with his mentor Michelangelo. Another work by this sculptor of the tomb of Antipope John XXIII depicts a haggard woman in prayer with folded hands. This artist placed a statue of the prophet Habakkuk, nicknamed Zucconi, outside of the Or Saint-Michel, the site of several of his sculptures. This man's equestrian statue of Erasmo de Narni is named Gattamelata. This artist created a more feminine version of a biblical figure, leaning on his sword while stepping on his deceased foe's head. For 10 points, name this Florentine sculptor of a bronze David. And the answer is Donatello. This artist got into a public debate about the gender of angels after a clergyman stated that one of his sculptures of angels for the Cathedral of St. John the Divine did not have a stern and masculine face. One of this artist's subjects is a nude man who has a sheathed dagger and can be found at the University of Virginia. That sculpture honors James McConnell, a pilot killed during World War I. This man's son, named Lincoln, finished his largest sculpture after he died. The climax of North by Northwest features that sculpture by this artist. This artist of The Aviator rejected the Needles as a potential site for a sculpture honoring 4 men who preserved the Republic. For 10 points, name this sculptor who created the sculptures at Mount Rushmore. And the answer is Gutzon Borglum. One of this man's works was probably modeled after Pantarses and was set up at Olympia, Anadyomene. This student of Hegelatus and rival of Hegius created a work in which a bare-headed figure holds a helmet with her extended right hand. One of his sculptures lay between Propylaea and a building which housed another of his sculptures. That sculpture has the tale of Pandora's birth in relief on its pedestal, holds a small statue of Victory, and has a sphinx on her helmet and Medusa's head on her breastplate. For 10 points, identify this Greek sculptor of numerous Athenas, such as Athena Promachos and Athena Parthenos. And the answer is Phidias. This artist drew a spiral in 3 lines in his portrait of James Joyce and represented the Baroness Renée Irana Franchen using marble in his The Sleeping Muse. This artist represented a Hungarian artist with an egg-like head in his sculpture of Mademoiselle Pogani. 12 hourglasses line his table of silence, which makes up a war memorial along with his The Gate of the Kiss, and a work that consists of 17 stacked rhomboid-like figures known as Endless Column. Those 3 aforementioned works are located at Targu Jiu. His most famous work was taxed by U.S. Customs while being imported to the U.S. and depicts the motion of the tidal avian. For 10 points, name this Romanian sculptor of Bird in Space. And the answer is Constantine Brancuș.